Welcome back, everyone. If you're looking to book more calls or clients, then you're in the right place. I recently made another video about the benefits of having a coach or mentor, which you can find here. But I recently hired a coach myself, so I know how much of a headache it can be to find one, to narrow them down, to choose one, and to hire one. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So let's go ahead and jump right in to the 9 steps to find and hire a coach for yourself. So the first step to finding a coach for you is to make sure that you prepare yourself before you go looking at anybody else. This means that you should make sure that you have the necessary amount of time, commitment, and level of investment for a quality coach to get you to the outcome that you're looking for. Starting with the time part here, if you're looking for an ongoing coach, then they are probably going to speak with you on maybe weekly calls, and they might even give you some homework as well. Now, yes, depending on the coach, there may be a little more or less interaction, but you should make sure that you do have at least 1 or 2, or who knows, maybe even more hours set aside to invest in that program. Speaking of investment, you also want to make sure that you do have some capital set aside to invest in a quality coach. Now, I'm definitely not saying that you should go spend $20,000 on a Tony Robbins seminar or something like that. Well, to be fair, if you want to do that, and if you can, and if they deliver the outcome you're looking for, then power to you. But in most cases, most coaches will require usually at least a few $1,000s to properly do their job and get you to where you're looking to go. Now, keep in mind that that destination you're looking to reach is the most important factor. So some coaches charge $100,000 for one day, while other coaches charge $5,000 for 6 months, and everything in between. So just keep that in mind. And anyway, the point here is just to make sure that you yourself are ready, that you have enough time, enough investment amount, and most importantly, that you have enough commitment to get results as well. The next step to finding a coach is to clarify your goal or the future outcome you're looking for. Needless to say, if you're going to hire somebody to help you reach a target, then you want to be clear on what that target is, and maybe even get clear on which metrics you will judge success by. So whether you want to get in shape, lose weight, launch your business, create your signature program, or whatever it might be, just make sure that you are aware of that destination that you're looking to reach. One last note on clarifying your goal is that you also want to have a time frame in mind. So for example, if you have a toothache, then you want to solve that problem as soon as possible. However, you may have other goals that might require a little bit more time. So anyway, depending on how much time you have available to invest and a few other factors, just try to keep in mind how much time or how urgent that problem is. Speaking of which, if you're looking to clarify your niche, create your signature program, launch your coaching business, or get clients, then I recently launched my More Calls, More Clients coaching program, which you can check out in the links below. The next step to find a coach is to go out and look for some. Now, there are definitely tons of different ways to do this. You can flat out just Google them if you're looking for a local coach. You can also go on YouTube or Instagram to see what type of people's content speaks to you and whose style that you like. And maybe one of the best ways is to find one through referral. So if you know any family or friends, or you can even ask within Facebook groups that somehow if somebody can let you know a coach that helped them, then that would be something to consider as well. And given that the coach you end up choosing is a pretty important decision to make, be sure to write these names down. So even if it's just a maybe, try to write down every one of these names that you consider, whether you find them on Google or YouTube or through referral or whatever. The next step to getting a coach is to research their business. So if you have a list of people that you are considering, then actually go through their business. So there are several ways to do this. For one, you should go through their content. So this means read their blog posts, watch their YouTube videos or Instagram or whichever platform they're on. You should also review their website, and if you can, even join their email list or sign up for whatever freebie or lead magnet that they're offering. You also want to make sure that they have the right business experience, which can actually get you to the result that you're looking for. But one thing to keep in mind here is that whether they have business experience and whether they have coaching experience are kind of two different things. So I always use this example that if you want to be a football quarterback, just because Tom Brady is a really good quarterback doesn't necessarily mean that he's a good coach to teach you how to do it. The next step to find a coach is to research their personality and style. So I know this is similar to the last point, but this point is actually super important and definitely deserves its own topic. So of course, this means you should review their personality and their general attitude, and I usually think the best way to do that is to watch them speak in videos, but you can judge that however you want. You should also consider, are they still constantly learning? Do they have a coach? And maybe one of the most important things to keep in mind is how tough are they, let's say, because a lot of coaching clients are actually looking for kid gloves and they're looking for a best friend to tell them that everything they're doing is fine. Now, to be fair, if that's what you're looking for, that's totally cool, but other people want a more hard-nosed, no BS, no nonsense approach, which is a little bit more my style as well. The next step to find a coach is to review their offers. So if you've narrowed down a few finalists at this point, which I assume you have, then you want to go through their actual offers and keep in mind how much interaction you're looking for. So some people will give you weekly calls. Other people will only speak to you through a Facebook group or through text or through WhatsApp or Voxer or whatever, or they might combine all of the above. Some coaches only offer group programs where others only coach one-on-one. So in addition to liking the actual coach that you're going to be working with, make sure to review their actual offer and what you'll be getting, how much interaction you're going to have, what the expectations are, maybe time commitments required, and stuff like that. The next step to finding a coach is to get on a call with them. So most coaches generally, at least they should, generally want to speak with you live to get a little bit of a feel to make sure that you're a good fit before any commitments are made. This means that they are probably going to be qualifying you just like you're qualifying them. Now, they are definitely going to have a bunch of questions ready to ask you to get a feel for your business or your goals or wherever you're looking to go. But be sure to have questions of your own. This is super important. So ask them about everything you're curious about, like time frames and accountability and just anything that wasn't clear yet or that wasn't clarified in their offer. And maybe the most important factor when it comes to speaking with potential coaches is to speak to more than one. So I'm sure that you probably have one or two potential coaches that caught your eye, but I would suggest speaking to at least 3 or 4 if you can, and it's usually just about 20-minute calls, so it shouldn't drain that much time. But you do want to get a better feel for different people, different styles, and just different opportunities. The next step to finding a coach is to narrow them down and to create a short list. So at this point, you probably have narrowed it down to at least who knows, maybe 4 or 5 options, maybe less, maybe more. But you do want to create some type of qualifiers so that you can narrow that list down to maybe 2 if you can. And I definitely don't want to gloss over the you qualifying them factor, because maybe there's one coach who was super nice and you're from the same hometown and you like them and that's great. Okay, that's cool, no problem. But maybe there's another coach who has better experience, who makes a stronger promise for the outcome that you're looking for, maybe has more accessibility and more interaction. So just keep those different factors in mind that yes, likability matters, fit, availability, interaction. So just make sure that you know which of those factors matter most to you. The next step to finding a coach is to actually choose one. So I am definitely not saying to rush into it. Let me make a point here. I am definitely saying do not rush into it. But on the other hand, if you know that you're ready for coaching, it shouldn't take you more than like 2 weeks, definitely not over a month. So if you are ready to invest, to commit, and to get the results that you're looking for, be sure to not dilly-dally too much and to choose one that seems like a good fit. And the most important step to finding a coach coach is to hit the like button and subscribe below. If you learned something interesting today, it does help a lot. For personalized help, launching your coaching business, booking calls and clients, and more, then book a free strategy call with me below to find the biggest growth opportunities in your business. Well, that wraps us up for today. Thanks everyone for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.